Tesla has been trying all week to get through this major resistance. There is a lot of sellers here, and currently we're rejecting. We're going to go over puts that I actually took on Tesla today. We're going to talk about my analysis and why I believe short term we can see Tesla pull back to 265. We're also going to go over why I still think that there's a chance that we're going to hit $300 in the next couple of months. My name is Peter Carlo. I've been trading full-time for the past 8 years. I run a trading community with over 12,000 members in it, and all of our trading resources are completely free there. Our goal is to help you guys become consistent, profitable traders, but more importantly, to make money stress-free. The position that I took today was September 29th, $275 put. This was very small relative to the amount of money that I normally trade, and it's simply because we're going against the trend. As Tesla continued to move up, I added on to one more contract, and I initially had a stop loss right above $276. Once we broke $276, I had decided not to stop out. And the main reason was not because arbitrarily I was just, I don't want to close my trade. It was because we saw a very big level of volume on the volume profile that was sitting here at 276.45. And so my thought process and what I had conveyed to Twitter was that if Tesla had broken over 276.50, I was going to close out my shorts and probably swing longs into the weekend. On the other hand, if we had broken above but were unable to hold and began to reject, I knew that we were going to pull back at least to 274. So as we let this play out, you can see that we were trading around this level and we had made what's called a double top. So we came through 2 times, hit the same resistance. At this moment, the money flow index was making a lower high. This is showing there's weakness. As we continue to move up, this push, we made a lower high. As we continued to sell off, I was watching this trend line support, waiting for the break. We saw a consolidation and a drop down to about 273.75. It was around here that I sold too early. I should have known to hold because look how thin the volume was, all the way down to 272. But my reasoning behind not holding was that I just really didn't want to get stuck holding the contracts over the weekend. So that's why I decided to take my profit. From there, we sold off and now we've bounced. Moving back to the 1 hour chart, you can see that we have a rising wedge with a very strong resistance at $275. The way the rising wedge normally plays out is that a stock will make higher highs and higher lows, but not equally as you would see in a channel. Instead, they would come to a fixed point, which is going to be called your apex, and in the apex is usually where the release of the squeeze will happen. The way that I like to explain it is thinking of one trend line as one finger, one trend line as the other finger, and you're trying to pop a nasty pimple. The white head of the pimple is the squeeze of the apex. And normally, as we're moving up in this ascending manner, most of the time we will break to the downside. And this doesn't mean that this break to the downside is going to pull Tesla back down to the 250s. It just means that we will probably see Tesla pull back to 265, cool off a little bit, test the point of control before trying to break back through $280, which is what I was worried about if you remember yesterday and Wednesday, because I said as I was holding calls, I took my profits early because I wanted to see the breakthrough 280, but I decided to close because if we sat here and consolidated for the next couple of days or even potential weeks, I didn't want to have to pay theta decay. So I'm definitely happy that I ended up closing my calls early. So what do I plan to do from here? Well, if we don't end up pulling back down to 265 and we were to just push right through 275 and hold, I would end up going long. The reason for that is if we go to the daily chart here, you can see that there is no volume from about 280 all the way up to $300. I think that if we get the clear break through that resistance level, there's nothing stopping us from moving back up to $300. On the contrary though, if we pull back and we were to break 240, which is a very big level that we've talked about in the past, that's where I think we could see a potential move back up to $200. I know a lot of people recently have been worried and commenting, asking if I think that we could see Tesla back down at $200. And I don't think we have to worry about that unless we were to break the $240 level. Now, one final thing that I want to note on this bigger time frame, and this is going to be important, number one, if you're a long-term investor, and number two, if you're just a trader. If we were to take our Fibonacci swing high from all-time highs back on July 19th, all the way down to our swing low of about $213.45, you're going to notice that our golden level is going to be right here between 260 and 250. The golden level is basically the 0.618 Fibonacci as well as the 0.5 Fibonacci, and between those two levels is usually going to be reversal point. So the fact that we've actually pushed and held over that level for multiple days now is extremely important. And as we know, old resistances will usually become new supports. So looking at the daily, the thought that we could see the pullback down to 265 or even $260 seems more likely. The 11 SMA usually acts as a trailing support, which price action will normally revert back to, which can be really good buying opportunities. So going into the weekend, I think short term we'll probably see Tesla pull back within the next couple of days down to 265, maybe $260. It's at that point that I plan to go long. I will decide if it's going to be shares, but it will probably be calls out till December, and I will be looking for the bounce off of 260/255 and running this bad boy all the way back up to all-time highs. So I hope this video helps, guys. Thank you for all the support. Check out our Discord community. It's completely free. The link is in the description. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you next time. Peace.